What's going on YouTube? This is Mason AJ. Really, guys?
And this is IBM.
For it. I knew it was coming. I was trying to think it exactly when you said it.
This is Lance Excalibur.
Lil Ren. Or am I Mason AJ?
I know.
This is IBM. Master Guacamole.
So today we actually have received a message from one of our fans. They want to know what we felt
We
about
have
this.
fans.
Well, yes. Thank you guys. Hi fans.
Yeah, we do get fans. Proud of y'all.
So they sent us a message with this article by Spider Girl blog, and the article title was "Female Portrayals in Video Games." And at the same time, one of the people that we've interviewed was the Shattered Star Cosplay. She actually also released an article on Word of the Nerd Online, talking about the same thing, but also in general of nerddom. So I guess today we're talking about female portrayal in nerddom, or nerd.
In all genres of nerddom.
Mostly games, but games merge into
And comics.
and comics.
This is why we squeeze Little Ren in here because we have to have a female perspective.
Like I could not get
Yeah.
because you didn't have me on last time when you were talking about why nerd girls don't need her guys. So I feel like I should be here more often when you have topics about girls.
You should be here more often.
All right. So what's the question? All right.
So the original question really is, how do we feel about female portrayal in nerddom?
Boobs.
Okay. Boobs.
Yeah.
Boobs.
If you haven't read the article, look in the description down below.
Big
You'll see
titties.
all the links and everything. You can read it for yourself. Now,
Okay,
what?
I want to go ahead and start because
Okay.
for me this is one of the things when people say stuff like this, they're talking about the normally they're talking about the sexuality or over sexuality of females in video games. And don't get me wrong, do I believe that this happens? I do. But at the same time, I don't feel like sexuality is such a negative thing because nobody says when you have those big buff guys in all the fighting games, nobody says nothing. How can they show off their mother? Nobody does that. Nobody does this with these big buff
Sometimes I
guys.
do.
I mean,
No.
you know what I'm saying? They don't do that, but all of a sudden you got a half-naked woman. All of a sudden is no, don't get me wrong. Now there's a difference between having your legs spread open. Like okay, sometimes I feel like what's the name of that game with the chick who always flipping and shooting guns with the witch,
Bayonetta.
But no.
But no, that
sometimes
was
you gotta-
tastefully done because
But-
she was wearing a lot of hair.
But I can understand why. No, I can
She was wearing hair.
But no, I can understand why people would say something bad about her because she would literally have her legs spread open, like check out my
And they were
JJ.
wonderful.
You know what I'm saying?
And as a typical rape monster go,
Right.
I'm over JJ.
The creator was kind of like, well, Bayonetta was based on dominatrix. Blah blah blah.
No,
That's why all the torture devices
I don't
were
think-
like,
I don't think that's
I'm
offensive.
semi-raping you angel. Like,
No, okay. I don't feel like that's offensive, but I can understand why that could be considered. But what I'm saying is those just because they have like slightly revealing clothes, all of a sudden it's over sexualized.
Well, not so lightly.
Wait, hold up. I gotta say this. It's not the sexualization of characters, because characters are inherently sexy. Who doesn't want to be sexy? I understand that.
I've seen some really not sexy shepherd people. Like, what were you guys thinking? Like,
Wow.
seriously.
But no, what my personal beef is when I feel like it's being thrown in my face. Like, look at the titty!
Like Sophia's tits. Whoop
Go
up.
around. Sophia's actually
Knock
the
a tooth out. Oh,
prime example. In Soul Calibur 1.
is she?
Okay.
Because
She had a
for video games.
Yeah, for video games.
Because I was looking like, put her right beside Power Girl and everything. It's kind
But
of
see,
like,
Power Girls got them together.
Together.
Like, they're there. They're not gonna go anywhere. She's
that's
wearing
cool.
that latex.
If I had a sword, no offense, it wouldn't cut Power Girl, and she would probably still whip my ass, but I would be looking at titties for like three
There's
whole
a
minutes.
difference between looking at titties and titties attacking you.
Yeah, they would be attacking me.
Okay,
They'd be
even
like,
if they were like
No, but hold on. Going back to the point.
oh, that's soft but super powered.
Going back to my point though, Sophia in Soul Calibur 1 had a very her sexy outfit with the whole skirt and the sword and shield and
Kind of
everything.
schoolgirly.
Right, kind of schooler. But like with each sequel of the game, she got bigger boobs, like miraculously. Because even with Ivy, Ivy always had
she had a
big
kid.
boobs.
She had a kid.
No, this is before she had a
18
kid.
years ago.
Okay.
This is before she had a kid.
She was
And
a
now
boy.
by the fourth game, she's wearing like the silk nightie with these huge G-cup breasts. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, how did this even
So
happen?
what? Like, so what? So what? So the bigger the breast, that
mean,
means that's going too far.
but
The
they
breast
already-
is-
No,
I mean,
it wasn't that. It was the fact
If I get buffered, that means Lance, your chest is too damn big.
No.
It's too damn sexy,
no.
Lance. Oh no!
much
I
sex.
can't believe it.
I
Come
ultimately
on.
felt like
much
they altered
chest.
the character to fit that way because
But
Ivy's character design hasn't changed. She's always been wearing those outfits.
Yeah,
always been like that.
But at the same time, that whole genre of video game is around. Like, did you see the advertising for Soul Calibur 5? It was basically Ivy's tits, and it said something like tits. Like, I don't even remember. Like, it really.
Are you sure you're not talking about Dead or Alive?
I'm seriously talking about.
No.
I mean, Dead or Alive does the same thing, but Dead or Alive is done by that company that all their games are about boobs.
Yeah,
all their games are boobs. But no, the Soul Calibur. Their marketing was it was just like here of Ivy. I don't have much going on here, so imagine this times like 40, and then which is her age, and then like it said something like ready or tits or fight or something
Ready.
boob related, and it was just a
Tit
close
ready
up.
fighter.
So, and it was that was their marketing, and that's what I think this all comes down to is what is going to draw in the most attention. Yes, it's going to be a good game. We already know Soul Calibur or any other game. What else did she refer to? Dead or Alive or
what was it?
Street Fighter.
Yeah, anything all those characters that she used.
No.
Darkstalkers. All those games are going to be good because they're fighting games and you're always going to play them. But what brings you back to playing it? I wonder how many less clothes this chick's wearing, or I wonder how customizable this character is going to be.
But
it's just pretty to look at.
See, I don't mind that so much. Look, your character can be sexy. That's not what we're arguing here. But it is kind of like, where's the line? You know what I mean?
I don't think there should be a line as far as.
It's kind of like, no offense, if Sophia came at me and I'm a knight and she was wearing a nightgown, she better whoop my ass. Because if you come at me with a nightgown and I get one hit on you, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Okay,
and then I'm gonna give you to my man.
We talking about
disrespected.
we are talking about the fantasy tropes. So let's be honest. In real life, that wouldn't happen. Like in real life, female soldiers were the exact same thing as the male soldiers. So we understand.
Like he said, Hild. Like Hild would be more from the same game. Would be more realistic.
Right.
Yeah, but see, that's not ultimately. It's not so much the character of that particular character. It's more like I said. Where's the line of sexy and just like overly sexy?
I don't look. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Anytime I play like a game where I create a character, whether it be an MMO or a fighting game or whatever, I always make my character super big, like the tallest dude you can, the biggest dude possible, and then the biggest muscles. And that's how I like my character. I like to feel like he gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like and if you had a woman who make a character who just make the biggest boobs, because I wanna just have the biggest boobs. I don't think nothing is wrong with that. It's a video game. You can make a character how you like and still perform the same. Why is that a problem?
Okay, so I think someone brought this up in the comments, and I'll look it up and my phone died. But when we were talking about it earlier today, someone brought up in the comments that she thinks that the writer of the first article, who was just saying like the sexualization, was kind of missing a point because she was focused so much on the sexuality of the characters that you kind of miss like, I guess, their overall, like the character of that character, like you said. But
do they all look the same?
I mean, to me, it's almost like, what are you playing the game for? So you're drawn in with these, sexy cat girl with fur covering her nays, but like, why are you playing the game? Why would you? I use Ivy when I play Soul Calibur because I like that she has range and I like that she's pretty and cool, but I like her moves.
She's one of the best characters on the game.
Yeah, I mean,
she really
just only Cervantes and the freaking. The guy with the Jedi dude, I hate that. He always beats me.
I like playing Nightmare because he just seemed overwhelming.
Yeah, he got the big ass sword.
So he's a big guy. But I was saying, like, to look at these female characters for only their lack of clothing is kind of like doing them a disservice on themselves because it almost is like looking at a pretty girl and being like, that girl's a slut because she's so pretty. Like you're looking at, but we do, which is why we're having this conversation now because we're portraying what we think about in real life to pretty women and scantily clad women to our video game women and scantily clad women. So, she mentioned even the article something about like Princess Peach and Zelda. They wear clothing, but now they're looked at as being like, oh, they're frail and they can't do anything. What does it matter? Like Princess Peach,
can I point something out?
she does her thing.
At the end of the day, this all really comes down to the fact that when people play these games, they like to portray themselves on these characters.
Yeah.
And the fact that they can't relate with the character, it's hurting them inside.
But that's the
and it's
thing.
like, oh man.
But you know what? That sounds like an insecurity problem.
That's
an insecurity problem.
But think of the history of geekdom.
Yeah.
You know what? And that's the thing. I think, I want to make that point. I think a lot of the hate when it comes to these sexy women, it comes from insecurity. I hate to say it. I know I'm going to get hate for it, but I think it comes from insecurity because they're not as sexy or they're not willing to work out to get that sexy.
But you can't work out to get.
I know that's
you
true.
can't work
That's
out
true.
to get Taki
That's
or
true.
Sophisha sexy.
That's true.
You can get
But not
surgery.
to get
that
too
sexy.
off the topic though. If you do work out though, it does increase your level of sexiness.
It does.
because human beings are still technically animals, and we go, oh well, she's fit and in shape, and like she's capable. I don't want to give her a baby.
And this is why a lot of these characters look like supermodels.
IBM,
Not
life lesson.
But see, hold up.
Life lesson
It's
number
exactly
one.
that. One of my favorite characters in comics is actually one of the lesser known characters. He's Cloud9 from Marvel Comics. Cloud9 was a 14-year-old girl. She pretty much got
Whoa. We can't talk about 14-year-olds.
No. What I'm saying is,
Okay.
at the time, she was a 14-year-old girl. She got drafted into the military by the Civil War Iron Patriot, like
Beep,
that.
beep, no
And she's
pedophilia.
in there, and there was a scene where she's in the dressing room with all the other like teenage superheroes like that, and she's all looking like, yo, like why don't all these superheroes look like models? Like and you know what? It was an insecurity moment for her, but it felt real. And
Right.
even Gretchen from the Runaways, another comic, is a slightly like chubby character, and that does not mean she's any less gangster.
That's good writing though. That's
Right.
good writing.
And the
That-
character,
yeah.
like a character design. That's looking at the character and designing a character, not just designing like a sex figure.
Right.
She's not just a pawn in a game where you need sexy
But-
women to punch other
Right.
people and
Are
other
we
women.
But are we at that point where we would accept different body types in the video? Can you still? Because at the end of the day, video games and comics, as much as we love them, they still have to profit.
Okay,
Right.
wait,
Which brings us to, should that get us to the overworld?
Yeah, we can go to the overworld because
big
that's-
transition, bro.
They still got to profit. You know what I mean?
So-
Are people ready for that?
Zara. Okay, I want to talk about Zara because Zara in Overwatch.
Show 'em the picture.
Yeah, okay.
Just show-
Well,
I
it's
mean, we're
gonna come.
gonna do- yeah,
It's gonna come up
it
on the
was cute
screen.
if you didn't
But
It's Lance's video game
No,
wife.
Yeah.
no, she's okay.
Waifu.
Now she's the latest character.
PG waifu.
She's the latest character that just got revealed on this game, and she's the buffest character. She's super huge. Go ahead, check it out. Super huge, and I think she's the sexiest character.
I think she's kind of adorable. Like she's got a little face.
She
And her
does.
hair's all like her head's small, but her body's big, and she's got like that tattoo.
It's super cute. It's super cute. You know what? I would date her in real life.
She
if
reminds me of a
existed.
lot of real people that you might just like know. Like,
Right, exactly. And here's the thing.
I don't know a lot of Victoria's Secret models.
She's still sexy. She's still fit. She's still in shape. She's just muscular, and I feel like that. I like that. That's. Thank you for putting that in the game. Now, regardless if she was model sexy or buff sexy, it's like I like sexy women. I don't think that's a problem.
No, there's nothing wrong with liking sexy women. I'm not arguing that point. Me personally, I like women, but I also like seeing different types of women. I like seeing them short, tall, round, flat. And this doesn't mean you have to be out of shape, like you said, but just give me different body types. Not every
I agree with that.
I sometimes feel that Black Cat, Jessica Drew, and like all these other characters are all like made from the same cloth. Like your weight is gonna be different than her weight. One person's gonna be tall. Why does all the characters feel like they're the same person with
Well,
different
maybe
faces?
it's because that's worked for so long. Like
It
why
really has, that's
why
true.
they
Yeah.
have a mold? Why change the mold? And if you think about it, again,
If it ain't broke,
they-
don't
like I
fix
say,
it.
the Victoria's Secret thing. All these superheroes, they all have superpowers, and they all are actively doing stuff all the time. I don't think any of their superpowers are like super metabolism. So they all are like actively doing stuff. So maybe their body just automatically looks like a Victoria's Secret model.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they're all 6 foot tall, like the same size as Wonder Woman. We know why she's tall, 'cause she's Amazon.
Right.
But like all the other ones just happen to have that same body shape because it's just known that you will be in shape.
Yeah.
I saw this once actually. It was talking about if you're playing a game, like say Fallout or Mass Effect or whatever. If you're in the military
Skyrim.
and if you're running around these vast worlds with no cars and nothing, you're gonna lose some weight. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna be in
Yeah.
like,
I'm not saying-
some sort of a shape. I'm not saying that everybody needs to look like what's his name? Get to the
Thor.
chopper.
Right.
Thor. Yeah, that wasn't
But
Thor,
you know what?
no.
No, I want to say like every swimmer. If you haven't looked at swimmers have the identical body types. Don't worry about it.
Uh-oh, Zara's talking to you.
It's
Hello,
okay.
Zara.
No,
He can't go
swimmers
right now.
have identical body
But I'll
types.
tell
Basketball
you,
players have identical body types. Football players in certain positions have identical body types. When you train a certain way, like superheroes who always fight in crime,
It does
who
build your
fighters,
body
they have a
certain
body
way.
that it will build a certain type
You
of
are
body.
constantly
Yeah.
fighting people in an arena in the middle of some weird, like to win over a mystical sword. You probably trained pretty well to get there.
No, but see,
So
once again,
that's your life.
I'm not saying it's not a matter of being muscular in shape. Spider-Man, Okay, Spider-Man is super fucking strong, and but for a while, Spider-Man was drawn the exact same as Captain America. His muscles and his chest was the exact same, like, dude.
But that's also the artist.
But no,
Yeah.
but it also goes down to me personally, when it especially comes to females or males, I want to see different portrayals of body. Not saying they're less in shape, but give me shorter.
Saying that,
Again, goes back to what I said. Are we really prepared for that? Like, will that
no,
profit?
who was the I don't remember if he was at not Runaways, but what's the one where they have like the black chick, the elf girl, the dwarf girl, and then like the other thicker chick, and it's all medieval. What's that comic?
I know what you're talking about.
The guy he was just at the thing.
Rat Queens?
Yes, Rat Queens is
Perfect example.
perfect for that. Everybody looks a little bit different. Even I'm gonna go as far to say Steven Universe. You guys really need to watch that.
Because I'm a fan of Rat Queens. I'm reading.
Yeah, and all the body
Since it
types
first
are
came
different.
out.
It's medieval. I mean, you got a black chick in there, which we don't even know how they got in the medieval thing, but they're
Right.
there. So like, and all the it's
Black
different.
people in medieval times?
I know they were alive, but you know, were they like hanging out with dwarves? Anyway, but you know, like that, like I said, Steven Universe, where you have like, I mean, they're different. They're like weird colored and they're gems, but like their portrayal of those characters is so different. Like somebody actually they thought like, you know, what should I do to be different, but wouldn't it be great if this thing that isn't seen often is there? You have this big Amazonian, like kind of like disco-centric black chick in Steven Universe. You have the petite, you know, I'm sure she would be white if she was not like a bluish pinkish color. And then you have like the little short cute one in, you know, the amethyst. So you have like a different, and then all the other gems also have very different looks and stuff too. And it's just, that's how they put those characters in there. So again, it kind of gets away from the sexy, but it's just like, it's still a media type. It's still in the nerd community,
Right.
And people are thinking of outside of the box. And
Right, and I'm saying, to me, all those characters are in shape. They're sexy. They're fine in their own way, but they all feel different. I don't feel like you all have the same parents somewhere.
But see, okay, all right. So,
we're actually all Amazons.
but here's the thing. This has been in media for a very long time, where you have superheroes. Even nobody says anything about the guys. So think about it. The guys have the same body types mostly.
People
when it
do.
comes to
Who's
the
that
muscles.
one artist where like all like you said, Captain America, Spider-Man, like their big up here is here, and then their waist is here, and then they have like a thigh and a thigh.
I was going to point out that
JoJo's
like,
Bizarre?
No, it's
that's
it's
crazy.
but no, it's an artist who people make fun of. They say like, you know, he's a comic book artist and he draws characters like very strangely. Like their backs are always really arched, all strange, and they have these weird ways of.
I think I know who you're talking about.
I was going to say, men kind of don't harp on it as much.
Yeah, men don't
to
care.
answer your question.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? As bad as that sounds, you know, not to be sexist or anything,
Only women.
but women care so much more about their image than men do. And it's just the way like society has kind of molded us.
Yeah.
It's looking like, yo, you're a dude. So there's like certain things you're kind of not supposed to worry about. The way you look, like blah, blah, blah. You know, you really only taught like, get a girl, provide for her, do the right thing.
Right.
Go outside. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't taught to be beautiful or feminine and all kinds of stuff. It's like they care more about the image, which is why like these issues like really bother them, because they themselves can't like
Guys were
be like,
playing
oh, that
games
character doesn't
when
relate to me.
there were
blah, blah,
no
blah.
characters. Guys will play games where there's little dots and like at signs, and even now, like, you know, like the ASCII things, and they don't care. And then they evolved games to where they had characters, but they were all blocky, and guys were just like, whatever. But then you draw a blocky boob, and girls like, whoa, why are her block boobs so big? Like that's the first thing we thought about. And guys are just like, cool, block boobs, I like that. But I also want to beat
Cool
this game
block boobs.
because it's a game, and that's why I bought it, so I can get to the end. I like that she's wearing block Daisy Dukes and block boobs. But I really just want to beat this game because adventure.
But also, a friend of mine in IBM's, she had mentioned the other day, she's like, women harp on women more so than men do.
Oh, we hate them.
Right?
Women are
And
just
she says a part of the, I want to say sexism or feminism, whatever you want to call it, is more so, especially when it relates to this, is more so like a girl doesn't get sexy for men 65% of the time. She gets sexy for herself because the way it makes her feel, and the way, you know, how she feels about herself, and the way other women are going to look at her, because she's like, I can't step outside looking anything less than foul because I know that bitch down the street is going to look at me. Like that. And I feel like when it comes to video games and even comics, as the female, because for a long time there wasn't a major female market.
Right.
For a long time. But as the females are becoming more and more predominantly featured in comic books and video games and anime, or even become more part of the marketplace, I feel the ultimate, going back to my original point, that diversity should be introduced into these things. And it's less about super in shape or sexy, but introducing more character types, because we, as the players, have different character types. We have 4 people here, all very good looking. I'm also the prettiest, by the way.
Can I say something that will probably rock the whole Nerd World community?
I'm not ready.
Okay.
So, after hearing all this, not that we're gonna stop, because we love talking with you guys. How does this make y'all feel? I feel as though we just need more female artists. If you look at most of the artists for video games and comic books, they're usually men.
Yeah, the character design mostly is. And if it is a female, something awesome and stylized, like, I don't know if Okami was, but something like Okami where it's a cute, like, corgi who has to, like, find his way home. Please make that game.
We just need more female artists that are willing to jump on.
That do this. They actually draw females extremely over-sexualized because they like that.
But
they're straight.
But
with, like,
here's the thing.
Because we still haven't talked about the artists that they themselves drew this. It's look like, oh, they over-sexualized it, but look like someone still drew that character.
I know.
Not so long ago, but a while ago, there was a whole issue in the comic book community of the fact that a lot of female artists and a lot of female representatives, even in video games, don't get they kind of have like a glass ceiling with them. So it's like, I'm sketching this, but I can never create my own character.
Yeah.
And they do create their own characters now, because that glass ceiling is slowly getting cracked and beginning to break. But I do feel that we need more female artists, but we also need people willing more to break the mold. A lot of artists, they go to art school, not saying I'm an artist myself, but go to art school and they learn this is the way you draw. This is the way you draw. And then no one wants to give anybody who goes, you know what, maybe this is the way I draw a shot.
Those are like independent sort of things done, which is still awesome because we would support that, but
support the craft.
I can see what you mean, where if you're working for it and you're a woman and you're working for a comic industry or whatever, you're not necessarily making the characters. If you're drawing Wonder Woman, you're drawing Wonder Woman. Like, you're not making Wonder Woman like a freckled redheaded woman. Like, short, you're making her as she is. If you're working for a company, you're just doing what the creators tell you to do. Mm-hmm. That's why you break that, like you said, you do break the mold and you make your own concept, and then, as you're working on, A, B, or C comic, you're also doing your own thing and, going in that direction. But I really wanted to say this before anything else, and I kind of touched on it, but I didn't really pound it home, is at the end of the day, again, and maybe I did say this, but the marketing thing, when you're playing your game, you don't even see, unless it's a fighting game, you're not even really going to see your character. The Overwatch game is great because it exploded because of all of the marketing, the seamless animation that they did to show you a story behind it. They didn't really do that with World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is just like, play the game, see the cutscenes, and now you get it. Now
I said the Iron Horde commercial. Well,
they did, but that's mostly...
That's IBM's person.
But that's mostly
I'm not gonna lie.
inside the game,
commercial for like the first time ever, I was like, these orc dudes went hard as shit.
See, like, they've expanded on that to make like a mini movie to tell you about Overwatch. So they used that. They saw like, IBM really liked this. We should someone else should do this more. And so you get to see these characters and you enjoy it just like you would enjoy any other, like, watching a movie. Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, I love this character or this, actress or whatever. You love that look of that person. And then you play the game, and you get to see them, but you're either looking at their back or they're doing like some other stuff. So realistically, at the end of the day, you're drawn by the character, but you should be playing the game. What if the character is in a game that sucks? I mean, let's be honest. Dead or Alive
kind of sucks.
Dead or Alive.
Volleyball.
No. Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball sucked. If you ever actually played that game, those bitches are bitches.
I actually like that game, but okay.
Extreme volleyball?
I actually do like the volleyball.
But I mean, it's all just TNA and like little like medallions.
The volleyball game was actually very good.
I like the fact that Little Ren went, those bitches are bitches.
But the story itself is terrible. Like it's made to be almost like a softcore porn thing that you play.
It is.
So like there's no real like I mean, there's skill, but there's nothing else to it than that. I'm saying, like, if you're playing a game like, you know, the Mass Effects, or even like a really good fighting game that's got a really good system to it, you know, what's the game that's Smite? Smite's got some really great character design, really sexy characters as well, but not overly sexualized, and that game exploded. League of Legends, great character design. People cosplay that never even have played the game, but the gameplay is what really brings people in. It doesn't matter if there's a half-naked chick in the game, they're still gonna
I got a question. I want to touch this right quick. So I know the title of this was more about how females are portrayed, and I do know a lot of dudes who like when they play RPGs, when they play as female characters,
Right.
they're like, look, I want to look at something
I mean,
pretty.
they're gonna look at a butt the whole time, they'd rather look at a woman.
And I think that's okay. I think that's okay.
But there's still pixels. I'm gonna make like it's the same pixels.
I'm not gonna lie.
But I want to ask this question to like everyone here.
Just want to look at pretty things.
Do you feel that the playing field is equal when it comes to male characters? Because sometimes a lot of people are like, well, you know, male characters get sexualized, no one says nothing. Or what about the dude?
No, I don't look. I don't look. I'm gonna say this. I don't agree because
It'll never be equal.
Here's the thing. I want to say
I kind
this.
of agree with that. It will never.
It won't ever be equal. But here's the thing. Like, I like women. I do. It rather be short, tall, buff like Zara on the Overwatch. I think she's one of the most sexy characters on video games. And you know, rather she be a short.
She's not even really in video games yet.
Yeah, she's not even in video games yet.
Picture.
But you know what? I like women, and it don't matter to me if they got big butts or big boobs or even little butts and little boobs. And like, for as I'm concerned, it's a cool chick. And you know what? And I'm
that's
good.
a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, of course.
You of course have to be 18 and older.
But here's the thing. I also like playing like my games or watching movies with like big buff dudes. I feel like they're gonna wreck some stuff. Even when they don't, I'm like, that was a big buff dude that died. You know, whatever. But here's the thing. I don't think we should play so much into the differences of like, oh, why are they so sexy? You know what? Like at the end of the day, there is a line that we have to watch because you don't want to just bring porn right into like, and only the women are doing it. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to just do that. But I think that we need to like also not be as sensitive because the moment you see cleavage or you see a big rack, you think all of a sudden, oh, that you know they're being over sexualized, and it's not true.
And it's stylized, like just anything else, like the really overly busty witch and sorceress from that one game. What was it, Dragon something?
I can't remember.
I can't even right now. We have so much going on our heads. But like, it's stylized. Yes, she has huge boobs. She looks like she's made out of putty. Those characters, but it's just like. Look at some of the other art from, you know, Japanese culture or Chinese culture or just anything. Like people draw that way. They look at something, they want to draw that way. If they want them to have disgusting large boobs, then that's fine. If they want them to have like putty thighs, that's great. But it's just like it's art.
Thighs.
I actually want us to be on guard about one thing.
On guard.
Because there are people in real life. A lot of people say, "Oh, they're unrealistic." There are people in real life who do have those big chests or who are super fit.
I just found someone on DeviantArt who was huge busted. Can't remember who she was, but I sent it to Manga Knight and he sent me a smiley face back.
Because Manga Knight loves the titties.
Yes.
No, because there's actually a friend of ours, Angie Starr. You know, she looks exactly like all these female characters.
She really does.
And she even says, like, I like the fact that the female characters look like me, and we often a lot of times.
Must be nice.
But see, that's the thing. When you look like that, are you just as offended? You know what I mean? Like when you are as sexy as those women in the video games are the same women that's complaining, or like if they're that sexy, are they offended? You know?
That's
like,
actually a good
Why would
question.
they be offended?
Well, that's my point. Like I feel like a lot of it has to do with insecurities because if you was to look that sexy, I don't think that you would be as offended. I know that might sound a little controversial, but I'm being honest.
That's completely the truth. You know what? I don't care how much y'all harp on, be like, IBM, shut the hell up. No, man, that's completely the truth. Like,
Hashtag IBM.
if you're fit and feel comfortable in your body, your insecurities are almost like they're not even there.
But not
You're
even-
just gonna look and be like,
but not
oh,
even
that's
fit.
cool.
That's not to say that you don't
it's
have
a video
insecurities.
game.
No, but not even to be fit and be comfortable with your body.
Just
There's
gotta
some
be
people who
comfortable
are
in your body, man.
just comfortable with their body. Like I said, the big titty girl on DeviantArt, I'll have to find her and like link it to you. She has awesome cosplays. But like, you know, she doesn't care. Her figures are out there. She's confident in herself, and like this could come back to so many things. Like I saw another article today just about race. We're not gonna get into that, but it's like, who the F cares what other people think about you? I know that I have tiny boobs, now I have a bigger butt than I did before. Yes, I do, whatever. And like, it's cool, but you know.
Down thumbs it up.
I do.
Yeah. She has a big old ass.
But, but yeah, you feel comfortable with yourself, or you change it in a healthy way that makes you feel more comfortable with it. But it's all about what you think. I can't care what somebody drew, someone I don't know drew somebody I don't care about who's not even a real person. You know, I can't care what a Victoria's Secret model looks like. I mean, I do kind of look like that, but like, I know I'm never gonna be that tall or that whatever, and it's just like, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna wear their underwear, or I'm gonna boycott them, or I'm never gonna wear a bathing suit, you know, or never gonna cosplay something sexy or do that. It's just, you do what you do as a woman and a female, and then, or a man, you know, whatever, and you just accept it. You feel awesome in yourself, and you help support other people feel awesome.
I agree.
And then it just is like this nice circle of love and awesomeness. I always say that.
Which will never happen, but
it won't, because we always find
it can be a dream that we.
It can be a dream.
We aspire to.
And you should like that. I mean, when it comes down to, like I said, all these people that we're talking about in these games, they're not real.
And really and truly, we should boycott mannequins, man. I know that's a little off topic,
yeah,
but
if anything,
like,
I would have. Yeah,
mannequins are the only thing that, like, whenever I walk into a store to
I don't like
get
the
some
ones
clothes,
that don't have fingers and no faces.
They make me feel bad. Like, I'm like, yo, why does this mannequin look so effing good in this jacket?
But you know why? You know why? No, it's
I
because.
whoop this mannequin's ass.
Have you seen they put like clips on their back, so even those mannequins don't fit the clothes that they're advertising.
Oh.
So
No, it's true. It's very true.
Like, you know
Anyway,
what?
no, that's good. Yeah.
Anyway, comment down below. We want to know what you guys think about this particular issue. If you have any questions for us in particular, we want to hear about it. I personally, I just want to know how the world feels, or how you feel about female portrayals in any type of video game or comic book. If you have specific examples you want to talk about, we will read all that, because we read everything that you guys write down there. Like that.
Even those really mean things and the spam things you said, and thank you, yes, I know I'm hot.
But we also want to say, hey, be sure to check out in the link down below the Kickstarter for the Studio Cosplay page.
Yeah.
Those guys are awesome. They're building a cosplay marketplace where you can go there and learn how to do cosplay and get the materials you need to cosplay for yourself. They are like this close to their like goal for their Kickstarter. They just need just a little bit more. Yeah. They support the Aficionados. We want to say support them. Remember to support the craft. I am talking a lot. This is Mason AJ.
Lance Excalibur.
Little Ren.
Yeah, I know.
IBM.
Deuces.